Hi, and welcome to Neeks Sports. Today we ask the question, is Rooney the greatest England striker of all time? Now, in the past week, obviously, there was a lot of talk in the media about Rooney breaking the England goal-scoring record, 50 goals, the first England striker ever to reach that half-century landmark. 50 goals, 107 games. And there's others in the, in the reckoning for that quote-unquote title of the greatest England striker. Bobby Charlton with 49 and 106. He was the holder of that record for at least 40 years. Gary Lineker 48 in 80, Jimmy Greaves 44 in 57, Michael Owen 40 in 89, and Alan Shearer 30 in 63. So I'm going to ask you, who do you think is the greatest England striker of all time? Maybe your one's not even on that list.
Well, obviously you got to put Rooney up there. He broke the record, didn't it, for most goals scored, so he's definitely one of the best of all time. Is he the best? Probably the best I've seen in terms of his goals scored, and his record stands there itself, and he was the guy England relied on. But obviously you have to remember he started from young, and there's been no one else in his time. It's just been Rooney. No one else really pushed him to that state, so he's kind of guaranteed his own spot, so he's had his chance.
Well, Michael Owen was there. Remember, Euro 2004 was him and Michael Owen up front.
Yeah, but even still, Rooney has stayed in that position from when he was 18 till now. Whereas Michael Owen, he came and go, injuries came and went. So the fact that Michael Owen's only played 89 games for England, Rooney's got 107. He's still got another 3-4 years to go. Must show something. He's obviously been there for a while, so you kind of expect him to get a lot. Obviously, he broke the record, so you've got to give him credit for that. Probably one of the best we've seen.
What about you, Carl? Do you think maybe Rooney's a bit overhyped? The fact that he got 50 is a bit of a, I don't know, it's blurred in the sense that they've played teams like San Marino and Liechtenstein, maybe Kazakhstan, those kind of teams there. What do you think about it?
Well, personally, like Ramon said, his record is there for everyone to see. He's got 50 goals, most ever, so you can't rule him out. I couldn't fault anyone or knock anyone for saying I believe he's England's greatest striker of all time. But for me personally, it's more than just goals. It's what they offered to the team, in terms of talent-wise, potential, and just what they brought on the football pitch. Me personally, I would say Alan Shearer would be England's greatest striker of all time, and his goal-to-game ratio is better than Rooney's.
Yeah, just about 30 and 63. They're enough a goal every other game. Rooney 50 and 107, about the same. Wesley, obviously as a Man United fan, you may hold some kind of allegiance to Rooney, but there's a common concern that he hasn't done it on the international stage. He did it at Euro 2004. He's only got one World Cup goal. Do you think that counts against him when putting him up there with the likes of Bobby Charlton, who's won a World Cup for England?
Well, I look at it like this. Wayne Rooney, out of the list that you gave, is probably the best player. But in terms of as a striker, I'd say it'd have to be Alan Shearer or maybe Michael Owen. It's tough to choose out of the two. Rooney as a player, gets back, works hard for the team, also scores goals and whatnot. As a player, I think he's the best on the list. But as a striker, I'd say it would have to be Shearer for me. And I know back in the day, they say competition was a bit tougher. And I know we're talking about international, but if you look at club as well, Rooney has got the records as well. But so does Shearer as well in the all-time Premier League goal-scoring record. I think he's second, Shearer.
No, Shearer's top.
Oh, top. Top. I thought Henry. Oh, Andy Cole second. Sorry. So Shearer's top. So that's what I'm saying. In that list. In that aspect, yes, I would say Shearer is the best striker, but Rooney is the best player.
I think I'm going to put Rooney there because of his record. I'm going to say Rooney now. Say, okay, let's just say Rooney is the best striker. But, to be honest, none of the strikers jump out as the best. Alan Shearer banged in the Premier League. But, Rooney, I have to say Rooney because of what he's got. The only one thing I must say quickly is that he hasn't banged in the big stage in the World Cup, like you said. He hasn't banged. He didn't win England the World Cup. They didn't bring anyone England nowhere. Whereas Sir Bobby, he did it. Sir Bobby came, won England the World Cup. So, people in his time age will say Bobby Charlton all day.
Well, for me personally, I'm saying Gary Lineker. He's got 10 World Cup goals. He hasn't won the World Cup. England's only won it once, but he's got the Golden Boot. Something that none of the strikers on that list have got. But I think it's a question that will go on forever. It will go on as long as football goes on, and we have to come at the end of Rooney's career to see if he actually can win England a major trophy, a Euros or a World Cup. That's it from us. Let us know what you think. Who is the greatest England striker of all time?